Welcome to the TrickingCerberus podcast, where we're going to talk about Merlin. We have Ronnie,
Saffy, Hannah, Katie,
Sara.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Sherlock. Yesterday, a marathon series 1 and 2 of Sherlock. Even though I have mocks tomorrow.
Productive.
Priorities.
Literally though. This is the first time you're on the podcast. You've actually cancelled on me like 5 times.
I know. It's really bad.
I'm sorry for bitching you on about it. So, the Sherlock. Where do we start?
Well, my dad saw the second episode of the third series and he was like, oh, this is quite good, I think I could get into this.
Yeah.
So I lent him my DVDs, he watched the first episode with me, I went to see him today and he was like, I watched the second episode. Is he gay? I lost it. That was all the
penny drops.
I still think he's gay. I don't, like, from the first episode where he was like, have a boyfriend, and he's like, I know that's fine. I'm like, no, that has to be, right? That has to be.
Yeah.
And like Janine going, being whatever you are.
I mean, the Janine thing was just too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When that episode came on and started watching it, the first 20 minutes I was confused. I was just confused. I didn't know what was going on.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Literally just stunned silence.
I mirrored John's face the whole way through that. I was like,
yeah. What is this? I don't understand.
I was so confused. It hurt my brain until I realised, wait, it has to be a play, right?
Yeah.
I can't be real. People have been saying though, Ginny might be Moriarty's sister.
Yeah, I saw that.
People have been saying a lot of things.
What I know about the Sherlock fandom is that we have more theories and headcanon than any other series. Maybe not against Homestuck, but like Sherlock, like every single detail, everyone's like, this could be important. Well, in every other show, it's like, maybe.
I've heard that because you know how Mary's like an orphan, she doesn't have any parents.
Mm-hmm.
That like Moriarty's her brother or something, or Moriarty's one of the Holmes brothers or something. Because you know how Mycroft was like, there's a third one. There's a third brother.
In canon in the books, there's a third one that's like the oldest, because at the time they needed the oldest brother had to stay with the house, so he was just in the countryside. I don't know if they're gonna do.
Yeah, something
they
like
did mention it. So
yeah,
I feel like it's gonna become something.
But I want to see John's sister before I see the other Holmes brother.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be
that's
Alex
always
Kingston.
how it's always been like a
I
question mark.
really wanted to be Catherine Tate. Really
Oh, yes.
That'd actually be
No,
good.
that'd be good.
I really wanted Alex Kingston to be it.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe.
Once you get like one idea, then you keep it. You can't.
Can't let go.
I mean, she has been done. I was about to say I don't like crossovers that much from the Doctor Who and Sherlock, but now I'm thinking about it. It's like, wait, she was Donna Noble, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, do you think the way Sherlock said to Anderson he survived was the actual way he survived, or
On the Series 3 Extras, it was actually confirmed that was the actual way.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's got a lot of relief.
I think if you think about it makes a lot of sense because all they had to do was film the mystery version so no one happened, and then film the actual way it actually happened in real life, and then pretend that was the actual way it actually happened.
What?
What did you just say? No, the way they filmed it was the actual way they filmed it. And they showed them filming it.
So they used the way they actually did it in real life to explain how he actually did it in real life. If that makes sense. So they didn't have to like.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
You didn't have to like do another one. So it just makes a lot of sense, kind of. In a way.
Yeah. The first attempt was pretty good. I was so confused that I was like, this doesn't make sense though, this wouldn't work.
I liked how they did the different scenarios of how it could have happened.
Yeah.
One of them
Different
was showing.
endings. One of the scenarios.
They were filming backstage where Andrew and Mark like shook hands outside before like departing.
Yeah,
And
no,
it was
I saw that the backstage pictures on Tumblr. So
I'm like, is this how Moriarty survived? Because now we keep Moriarty still alive. Possibly he's not actually recorded, but that's bullshit. I don't believe.
And obviously the Sherlock Moriarty kiss, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was like my true opinion for ages. I love Moriarty. I can watch John Locke.
It was amazing because you were like, oh, they're gonna kiss.
And then
and everyone was like, wait, they're actually gonna. I'm like, what? It was like a 5-minute thing that was like.
principal of the show I really, really like. And I was like, this is
Oh my
so
gosh,
weird.
the shirt. That's really cool, sorry.
See, how people like it. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying I don't know.
Yeah, I really want Sebastian to come in the 4th.
But see, there was someone called Lord Moran who died in the show. So I'm
Why
like,
did he die?
he was the guy that had the bomb,
Yeah.
that planted the
Oh.
bomb in the first episode of the second of the series. His name was Lord Moran. So,
Okay.
but I still want Sebastian Moran.
Wasn't there something to do? You know that
I'm sad about
woman?
that.
What was she called? Like the woman, because you know there was a creepy guy. Obviously, the main creepy guy.
Yeah.
He's called Charles.
Oh, Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Who's Mads Middleton's brother? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't
Hannibal's
realise.
brother.
People kept on saying
I didn't
the
realise the
Nicholson
song
brothers.
like he took ideas from his brother when he licked the woman's face. Like that's the point where I realised.
Something on top of
Yeah.
that, I was like,
You know
they
the
just
woman.
made, that family just made some creepy kids. I swear.
You know the woman whose face that he licked. That woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's her significance? Because I feel like she has more significance. Because you know how she was in the room when
I think she was just-
Mycroft was like, oh, there's a third
I think she-
one.
I think she was just there to demonstrate how powerful Magnetism was, and to confuse people when the Sherlock smelt the perfume.
Mm.
I thought it was gonna be Mary though, because people have been saying how Cam left a message at the wedding
Yeah.
and like how she was an orphan, and I was like, there's something going on here.
Yeah, the
But-
Cam thing was a bit too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, and then they
Cam
just
and
said,
Charles
as soon as he
were
said
Magnuson.
that's the same perfume as Mary, I was like, it has to be Mary. Come on, why would they say that? There was no
Yeah.
point in saying that otherwise.
Mm.
But like, I don't know. I'm still like, no about Mary.
I really like the way she became more, like her character was developed like in that.
Yeah.
It was really
I was
nice.
kind of worried they were just gonna like leave her and just be like, oh, she's John's wife and that's it.
Mm. I was worried that because people were saying that she dies in the book in childbirth
Yeah.
or something. So I'm kind of still worried that will happen.
Yeah, I'm still worried about
And I
that.
really don't want that to happen because too many people die.
That doesn't really happen nowadays, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping.
Well,
they
in the
can
days of the
keep
books,
her-
that would happen.
Yeah, it would only happen nowadays if there was like complications or whatever.
She's more likely to get assassinated or something.
Yeah.
nowadays.
So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, I was so worried about Mary. I was like, oh, it's gonna ruin she's gonna ruin the job. She's gonna be annoying,
Yeah, I was
isn't
so
she?
worried.
She's gonna be a pain in the ass. Then she came in, I was like, I love you.
Yeah.
You're like what the show was missing.
I love that because people were actually like putting death threats on Amanda Addington, and I didn't agree with that at all.
I never agree
That's
with
too
that.
far.
Yeah, but like I understand that they were against Mary, but I hope that like the way they did Mary they approve of, because I thought Mary was really good. Like
There
you
was-
can't hate Mary after that.
There are still some people that do hate her though for shooting Sherlock, and I was like, but she's
But
saving
there's a situation around that. Like she didn't just shoot him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they always
How
do shit
can
like
you
this.
hate
Sherlock
it?
drugged John. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
I
know
kept
how
him in a lab in the control position
Yeah,
to scare him. It's
they
like,
can't be that protective over the characters. Like John hit Sherlock all the
Sherlock
time.
survived. I mean, come on.
No,
What did you want?
The scary thing is like the character development. John.
Right.
No, but like John's character development is really kind of scary because he started off as all like really human and really compassionate and stuff, and he ended, and now he's like he actively like thrill seeks.
I know.
Like he chose to.
He did in
marry.
the first episode though.
Yeah, but it's like obviously where he comes from, the war zone, Afghan, all this.
In the first episode,
chose
though,
to-
he bought the gun in his thing.
Yeah, and he bought
Yeah,
the gun.
okay,
He bought
went
the
to
gun
Sherlock.
to Sherlock's parents' Christmas celebration, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's really scary how he's kind of been changed, and then also so
In-
has.
Oh, yeah! Guess who's back from a 2-day party or whatnot?
Welcome.
How are you still awake? Would you like energy drink?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
Okay.
I don't think you're hard with.
Alright.
What are you talking about?
Sherlock.
Sherlock.
That was gonna be Toga's seat, so she's gonna sit on someone's laps now.
She can
Oh,
She can sit on the table.
I went
No,
to
she's gonna
stop.
sit on someone's lap.
The stop.
20 minutes ago.
Some 15.
Something like that. Yeah, the first episode of series 3, it's like John was really like Sherlock. I know, I think actually it was actually episode 2, but like he's just really not caring about other people's feelings, and I'm almost like, is this what living with Sherlock does to you? Because
Yeah. But now it's almost like the character development of Sherlock, because now he still doesn't display emotion the same, but he can now understand it enough to manipulate it.
The
Whereas
wedding
before
speech.
He couldn't.
The wedding speech.
I cried during that.
When it was just that moment when he didn't know what was going on and John hugged him, and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
I don't get emotional about anything in real life.
I think the
But, like,
second episode
teachers.
was my favourite. Like, it was really good.
I think my favourite part of it was just like how happy Dodgy was, and then he was like, let's play murder. And I was like, that was a quick change. Just turning into an evil dragon halfway through. No, but like in the first episode when he's like getting his hair washed, and suddenly he was like calm. He was just like dark and moody, and I was like, wrong movie. Come on. Oh, no, this I was happy they didn't like make it really obvious which way he survived, because no one would have been happy with just like one answer. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because the theories were so
The theory's
blown up at this point. It was like, yeah. Moriarty though, we saw Moriarty. But like, when everyone looks at that scene, there was no skull or anything on the floor. It was just, it could have just easily been like a pressure pad that released blood when he fell. But like,
I
the
think-
gunshot, I don't know.
I think it was kind of inevitable that he survived.
Yeah.
If the question mark is over how he survived, but it was almost inevitable that he had to survive.
I was having a fucking party when I saw the Did You Miss Me? I was like, yes, I did! I don't want Magnuson, I want Moriarty back. Magnuson was good though.
Yeah, he was suitably creepy. He lost his accent halfway through though.
Did he?
I didn't know if that was like an accident or if that was meant to happen, but he started off all like Swedish and he ended like posh
Oh,
English.
yeah, you did.
Maybe that's
You
just
can like
I didn't-
change it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know whether that
course
was
of
like
filming.
part of the.
like at the beginning he came in Swedish and then he started hanging around like Benedict Cumberbatch and
Yeah.
whatnot, and he just ended up really British.
I don't know whether it was the actor or whether it was actually written in. But
Yeah.
Maybe, well, people do that in real life. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was just so happy Moriarty's back. I was like, yeah.
So when it was just like the whole like no, it can't be true, and I was like, please don't be Magnuson, be Moriarty, just like please. Like, I mean, as much as I like him, Moriarty just there's a place in my heart for him.
He's a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the whole the straitjacket scene when
Oh,
Ben's dying.
That, oh my god, that
That
was
was
such a good scene.
when Ben was dying. I was dying. I was dying.
That was so creepy. I loved it.
And the dog, Redbeard. That's actually Amanda Abington's dog. Is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
It is actually her
that's
dog.
so cute.
I don't know what they do with casting anymore.
yeah.
If they started with having the lawyer being Margaretha's husband, and now it's just like the parents are now Benedict's parents.
Yes.
It's all just
Mark
like
just
a
run out of actors.
Martin's
One
wife is
set,
John's
like-
wife.
It's literally like two families.
They're like, oh, I don't know.
It's like-
Who do we get to be this person? I don't know. Someone I know. I know this
Even
person.
the dog is someone like they know.
Isn't the little boy the
That's
little
more
Sherlock?
Yeah, it's more fat
He's
son.
more fat son.
Do they try anymore? Do they not want to get cast? Like, I don't need a cast.
Well, there's not much.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Might as well.
If they can nap, then
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the show started off with Friends, like, because the producer is, whatever the...
Are you asking me?
I'm looking at you.
What's it in for?
The producer
There's
is
nothing
like
in
the
full.
wife
Yeah, it's
of...
not
well.
It is a bowl!
The producer, Sue something, is Moffat's wife.
That's
Yeah.
I kept on thinking Moffat. No, it's Mycroft. No, it's not.
That's Moffat's
You want
wife
a drink?
and his son.
Yeah, exactly. So it starts off as a family thing. So they probably are like, yeah, let's carry it on.
Apparently, some
I
of
have some
his
yeah.
son's drawings will be used in some of the episodes as well.
Somebody what?
Some of Moffat's
For the
son's
Bastille.
drawings
Oh,
were used.
Was it?
Yeah. for the
Yeah.
Bastille.
We technically did introduce Imogen, but she's gonna go make movies.
I'm in and out. I'm really tired. Yeah, I'll be in and out.
Also, when you introduced it, I'm pretty sure you said Malin.
Yeah, you did.
Did I? Oh!
Yeah, you did.
I
I thought that was a
Yeah,
joke.
I didn't even realise.
Nice.
I have to edit that. Fine.
Just bleep it out and go, Sherlock, really loudly.
Yeah. I'm just gonna find another time I said Sherlock and just be like,
Yeah.
that's actually the hardest thing to do because the camera as well. I just sync those up perfectly, and as soon as I do that, it'll be all wrong. So,
It's
you know,
okay.
get prepared to see your mouth moving at different rates to your voice. Get
Well
prepared.
done. Well done.
It's okay because you said
You
man
thought
the first time, then you
You
said
said the first
Sherlock
time, then you said
later.
Sherlock, yeah.
Oh, did I?
That's why I
Okay.
thought it was a
Maybe I
joke.
survived. Maybe I survived.
so yeah, oh, fine. Just
Also, you
carry
stop
on.
calling me cat. That one's out.
Oh,
out.
sorry.
I did it with Lily. It took me like 20 minutes because I couldn't find the exact moment. I was like, where did she say it?
Sorry.
Now I'm editing that as well. Oh, this is just edit out everything from here. You don't need anything.
Has anyone been to Sherlock at all?
Yeah.
Oh, we have.
We have.
I walked past. What's his name
Moffat.
again? Moffat. I keep on thinking Minecraft. I walked past Moffat next to Sainsbury's. I was proud of myself.
That's cool. What is that lock?
It's watching it being filmed.
Ah, okay.
It was not.
I got really sunburned that day. I had like really bad sunburn for like a week afterwards.
I mean, it was good, but only do it once. Never do
Yeah.
it again. We were there for hours, and don't mind being late because it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I had lunch at Speedy's at the cafe.
That's cool.
And around Saturday, the same parts.
Oh yeah, news. Mrs.
News?
Hudson is an exotic dancer. News.
I love Hudson. She's on weed though the whole time.
She
Like,
literally
It's so great though. I love her character. It was just like, should we have her on track? Yeah, why not?
I have a question.
okay.
I have a question. You know how when John came in the flat, when like Miss Hudson got a phone call and then John came in the flat and she was like laughing and then he was like, oh, it just sounds like you were dying, but she was laughing. It was like, what was she laughing at?
I think it was about Sherlock having to do a speech.
Yeah, that's what she was laughing about.
So she was just laughing, lol,
No,
it's
it's
going to go badly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, momentarily.
I don't see at all why Sherlock would be nervous about doing that. Like, I don't get it. He's such a cocky prick who says stuff all the time.
I think it's because he understood the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
As in, he could understand it. He wouldn't replicate it. Replicate
It
it.
just wasn't his division.
Yeah. 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 I like that.
Also,
I'm
he's not
now.
like when he was little, he probably wasn't very good at talking to people. So like,
Yeah.
oh.
Also, I think it was about how much he loved John, like not in like a romantic kind of way, just like he didn't want to ruin it for him.
Yeah.
So like
No
wanted
homo.
it to be perfect.
She's saying I love you. I composed a waltz for you. No homo. No, I do really love Mary.
He
It's
knew
like
it
all
was
the
a
threesome
threesome.
now. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's an amazing threesome.
Yeah.
Mary is amazing, and Sherlock likes her. So good.
Mary
Yeah,
totally
but he
ships
doesn't
them.
like her.
I actually read a threesome of the relationship before the first episode. And I was like, hey, I thought this was gonna happen. But what's the show? And I was like,
You got the Sheriarty kiss. You got the Molly and Sherlock kiss. What more do you want?
I don't like
Sherlock?
Sherlock unless Molly's like dark Molly.
I,
Who's like
I
in
love Molly.
with the gin. Then it's all
Molly.
good.
But then I was really
She
sad to
slapped
see
him.
how
I was
Molly
so
got
happy.
to
I was so happy.
I knew there was something about that Tom, whatever he's called.
James from IT.
No,
Tom.
The new
Yeah.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
The new Sherlock.
They
They broke up
weird.
though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like the sniper who's gonna kill John in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
Everyone does though. Everyone's like, he looks like him. It's like, does he though? Everyone wants to know who that sniper was. He might not even be important.
This is Sherlock. He will be important.
I don't know though, because in the show it's like everything you think is important is not important, and everything you think is not important is important.
Yeah, that's the thing. They like put things in deliberately, but then they put other things just as red herrings.
Yeah, I didn't actually
misdirection,
check the
whatever.
casting and they're not the same person.
Okay.
I was too intrigued. I was like, I have to check. Because if it's the same
That's
person.
a good way of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't think of these things.
Because maybe they'll have them and then get someone who looks like them to actually play the character.
Yeah.
That'd be really douchey. Imagine being that sniper and finding out someone's there to look like you so they could be this giant role when you're just there with a gun.
Yeah. Well, you didn't really see the sniper, so it could really be anyone.
Yeah.
No, but they have them on the cast list. So
I really-
it wasn't the same.
It was really sad how they ended it. How he was like, what was his full name? He said his full name in case you're looking for baby names.
William Sherlock
Scott
Scott.
Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It was just like he made his name Sherlock because Mycroft had a weird name, and I was like, hey,
sad though because I was ready for the 3 words. Everyone was ready.
Yeah.
Everyone was prepared.
Yeah.
They were waiting.
It was so
And
much
then-
like the
like
Doomsday scene in Doctor Who.
Yeah, and the Merlin
Okay,
thing.
let's not
Where it
go
was
there because I will cry.
where it was like,
Can I just? Can we not?
let's probably continue on the Doctor Who one.
Yeah.
Anyone on the Merlin one?
No.
I moved that Merlin one for you!
Cadet camps. I'm sorry.
I still don't know that. You're like, yeah, I can make this, yeah, I can make this. No, I can't make it. 2 hours before.
I'm sorry.
That was really good. I liked the way they
Don't worry.
added more Mycroft and Sherlock.
Michael is his
Yeah,
best character.
I saw the funniest. I saw the funniest thing on Tumblr. You know when he
Not
was like,
Wolf fiction.
when they were standing on the airstrip, and he was like to Sherlock was like to Mycroft, can I just have 5 minutes with John? This is probably like goodbye and everything like that. And then everyone's like, okay, it's happened. It's happened. If you look at Mycroft's face, and he literally just goes.
Oh, yeah, the eyebrow.
I've seen people put at the bottom like,
Oh,
my
shit.
God, guys, oh shit, he's actually gonna say it. He's gonna say, okay, let's bounce.
If Mycroft's not your favourite character, that's something wrong with you.
I love Mycroft. I love
I
Mycroft.
don't know. Yeah, it's like a thing between Mycroft and Moriarty. I really do like Sherlock, but somehow
But
when you're like
Mycroft-
evil and your morals are in question, you pushed higher with it.
People were just like shit. Mycroft and Lestrade sometimes.
Mystrad.
My
Yes.
Strahd.
I have a
My
t-shirt
Strahd.
of Mystrad, but it's got giant holes in it because it's my cat's favourite ripping thing. So I've got giant holes in really bad places, but it's got not that bad, just like elbow and stuff. Not elbow, arm, I can't speak. But yeah, it's like some detective inspectors marry the government, go over it. I love those shirts. I love Mystrad. And it's like, I've wanted like one scene with them since the beginning. It's still not happened.
I knew there would never be a scene. There never ever
Should
would be
be.
a scene. There should have been a scene.
Because they're talking about Mycroft having like a goldfish. I'm like, come on.
That was
Lestrade
really
did go to Mycroft's office.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And he was sent to Baskerville by Mycroft, so I'm like,
in the scene where Mark Gatiss was on the running machine. That was
Oh
Good
my
scene.
god. Those legs. Dear Lord, what?
he did an M so
so funny.
I killed him
And
for
then
me.
he got the call and he was like, either I've caught you in a compromising position or you're exercising. So mean. He's so meek.
I just love the way Mycroft dresses. It's just so dapper. I'm like, great.
He was just so calm. I kind of hope he does have a cold sister. It'll be really sad
I hope
if
it's
he
Lestrade.
doesn't. If he doesn't, it's going to be really sad.
Okay. I really think Gatiss wrote most of this series more than Moffat did. Because it's actually good.
Yeah.
And doesn't have the plot holes the way Doctor Who does. So I'm sure Moffat got busy and Gatiss wrote a lot of this.
I think we actually understood what was going on, which was quite nice considering
Yeah.
half of what Moffat writes we're all just sitting there like I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Like,
Now I really
Yeah, on to Doctor Who. Let's go on to that.
okay, only for a minute.
no,
Yeah.
let's.
That episode made me want to shoot myself, and then at the end I was like, okay, you did something good for 5 minutes, congrats. And he sneezed and become Capaldi, and I'm like, they had a giant regeneration scene, and suddenly that didn't matter. And it was like something who's still mad, and it's like,
I'd given up caring by that point. I was just like, just leave. No one wants you here anymore. Can we just go to Capaldi now?
No, because Matt is really good, but it's just annoying that.
I haven't liked
that
Matt's
part.
Doctor. I like Matt Smith, I haven't liked his Doctor.
Yeah, that's the same as me.
Yeah.
My friend saw American Psycho yesterday,
Oh my god, was it him?
and she said, she was just like, afterwards, literally the only thing she said was, Matt Smith has muscles.
I showed
muscles.
Imogen this gif of Matt Smith like naked,
Yeah.
and he was really muscly, and every people were just like, I thought you were lanky. What? I think you were just drunk. Why do you have muscles? Just
Yeah, he has that kind of weird look about
it's
him.
because he had to bulk up and he shaved his hair for a role. I can't
Yeah,
remember
for
what it was.
something with monsters in. A film to do with monsters, I don't know.
I'm not up to date with him.
But yeah, he had to bulk up for that.
Yeah, and Alex Day, because of Comedian Circuit, someone asked him when Comedian Circuit would write another album, and he was just saying how the new series isn't that good, and like Charlie doesn't watch it anymore. And I was thinking that actually like these series have actually just been uninspiring.
Oh no.
You can't write a song of them. They're just like,
I really like how Charlie has stopped watching it though, because instead of just complaining about every little thing, he's just been like, you know what, I don't like it, so he stopped watching it.
I feel
Which
like
I think is better.
It
than
annoys
just
me
complaining
that
a
about
lot of people
it.
have stopped watching it. A lot of people who used to love Doctor Who stopped watching it as soon as Matt Smith walked in.
The only way to like prove your decision is viewing figures. So if you don't like it but you still watch it, then they still get your viewing figures. So if you turn the TV off, then you're making your stand.
I just kind of.
But I don't want to do that because Tumblr will ruin everything for me.
Yeah, I still want to watch it. I like it enough to watch it.
I still watched all of my
I will just complain about it.
But I got annoyed when it came up to the whole explanation of like Rory and Amy's thing, and then like and all that confusion, because I didn't understand one thing from like back to front, forward to backwards, up and down, whatever way the timeline.
So that could have been an interesting, like it was a good idea, but he didn't execute it in a way that was good. Like everyone
And
was
understandable.
confused. Yeah, like
No, it was like he's trying to show off and trying to be clever, but it's like there are so many plot holes and flaws, and actually just issues with your idea. My voice is gone. That it doesn't. It's not good. It's not good, and it's not valuable, and it's not worth it. Go away.
I feel
Someone
like
else.
every storyline started really well, and then once it got to the climax, it just went like.
It was built up to nothing.
I think it's because there's like 45 minutes episode, and for like half an hour just building up the story, and then the last couple of minutes like this happened. You have to just catch up now. Well, like Russell T Davies like made stuff happen, and there wasn't like anything too complicated. But like he evens the storyline out so that you're not bored for the first 20 minutes and then have to like oh my god, what's happening in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
He told you what was going on the whole way through, and it was good.
yeah.
I think there's good cliffhangers and bad cliffhangers. For example, I was talking about before, they left Doomsday on a really good cliffhanger, but it was sad, but it was good if you think about it.
Piece of shit.
No, it was good. It was good. Obviously, everyone wanted more, but I didn't want it to like be ruined, and it wasn't ruined. It was left in the right place. Whereas Moffat just like, meh, and then no one understands.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
And I think Russell T Davies focused a lot more on like human interaction and like dialogue and actually talking, because that makes it makes sense. But Moffat just likes ideas. I think his ideas are really good. That's why Sherlock is good, because he had ideas.
And
I think that's why
Gatiss.
Gatiss.
Yeah.
I think that's why his writing is better, because Gatiss is an actor as well, so he understands like how the dialogue should go a bit better.
But also, I think about it, it's like the Moffat wants to do all the fast, interesting bits, and they do that with Sherlock's explanation of how he knows what happened, and so that bit all squished all together. And the actual good dialogue I'm feeling is written by Gatiss, because
I feel
they
like
just
I feel like it worked really well.
I keep it in my head.
That's good.
That's what he tweeted, and I'm like in my head it's like right one, and then I mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, I think Moffat, like he's written some really good like one episode, but like as an overall what's the thing when it's throughout the whole series? Story arc, that's the thing. See, I need you.
Translator.
So the story arcs and it's not good. He's good at writing single episodes. He should still be a writer, just not be the head writer.
Yeah.
He also
I feel
really
like he works
says-
better with someone else.
I just want to punch him sometimes. Like stuff he says, I'm like, how are you in TV? How did they not kick you out?
It's the same in Doctor Who. He was really good at single episodes.
Yeah.
When he was let loose on the whole series, it just dropped. It was just awful.
I think that's the good thing about Sherlock, is like you don't really need a story arc, because you have the story arc in one episode.
Yeah.
You don't need the whole series, because you have like so much going on in one episode. It's all good. Yeah, we probably should stay away from Doctor Who, I think.
Oh yeah, we got
No.
We'll have a casual podcast whenever I do it, so we can bring up stuff then. I actually need to plan this, so it should be after marks. As long as I don't have anything else going on. I don't think I do. I'm
Do you only have one
person.
week of marks or two?
1 week, because I only have 4 exams.
I'm not so
Technically.
Yeah, so am I. We did ours before Christmas, didn't we?
We're not completely done though, we have loads in March.
See, I need her as an information bank.
I hate you guys. I don't want to do them.
Why do you loads?
Because we have ICT and science in March.
I have another discussion point.
Hey, bring this back home.
Molly,
Yeah.
Sherlock, kiss, disgust.
Yes.
The hair ruffle.
The hair ruffle.
That was hair ruffle.
I was like, how smooth do you have to be to smash through a window, recover, and go in for the kiss? I'm sorry.
I would just keep repeating that scene as many times as I could.
The way I would have just fallen flat
Yeah.
on my face like, on the floor.
That would exactly happen. That would be happening. I turned into Velma.
It was just, I don't know. Oh my god, it was just too much.
That was just a very.
It was good, it was good. But sad because it was just emotional manipulation again.
And it wasn't real.
He didn't mean it. It was none like, not like.
No, but
Yeah, that
it
one
was,
was fake.
it was by the girl who shipped them.
No. That was Shariati. This one was Anderson's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anderson
Anderson.
I actually know something for once.
That's so cool that Anderson ships them. Like, he worked with them, so he was secretly going.
Anderson.
Yeah, but Anderson was the one that
Anderson was
like.
really Sherlock fangirl. I was like, where did this come from?
I agree.
Probably guilt driving
Everyone
him mad.
suddenly, like, the most hated character turned into one of the more loved ones. He wasn't the most loved, but.
It's really
Crazy.
hard to hate characters. As soon as you hate a character, you know you're gonna end up liking them. It's when you know what you ever watch Once Upon a Time. You're not allowed to hate people because every 5 minutes you'll find out, oh shit, they were a good guy. The parents fucked them up. Oh man. So you're like, no, I hate you. Oh no, I don't hate you. I hate your parents. No, I hate their parents. No, I hate their cousin. No, I hate their daughter.
That is so true.
That show, man, the family tree is ridiculous.
Although I didn't like Donovan. I really didn't like Donovan before.
No.
And actually, when Lestrade got in the car because he was really annoyed about the thing, he just shoved her out the way. I was like, yes.
Things about Donovan is like, I really don't want to dislike her, but she is just doing her job. Like,
No, I don't care.
She's not really horrible. Like, she is pretty much just a normal.
but this
person.
guy's just crashing the crime scene. He's not meant to be there. He insults her.
Yeah.
And
Sherlock
she insults
is
him.
kind of horrible.
He is. He's a douche, and it's very watchable. But if you were in a room with that guy, you're like, oh, fuck you. I'm gonna find the closest blunt object and hit you over the head with it.
Another discussion point. Tramp Sherlock discuss.
This is how everything. This is
I
how
really liked him as Trump.
I really liked him in a hoodie.
Yeah.
When he was like curled up on the chair, I was like, oh, it's so cute.
Just a Hulk with the door.
No, but it was really sad. The whole like was it cocaine thing?
Yeah.
You know when and he was high all the time. Really sad.
I was very happy when Molly slapped him. I was like,
I'm glad it was not as sad. I thought it'd be sadder, but it was less sad, and I was like, yay.
but he
Happy.
was only doing it for the case.
No, but then he said he'd done it before.
Well, yeah, he did it ages ago.
Yeah.
But he was doing it specifically so Magnuson thought that was his pressure point, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
Yeah. Because Magnuson's crazy.
It was really sad. I saw him tell that you know how he moved John's chair, and he was like, oh, it's because it blocks my view to the kitchen. Lies. He didn't want Janine to sit on it because it's John's chair.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I just heard because they didn't want to look at an empty chair, but that's even
I was unfortunately when I heard that. I was
See,
like,
this is what Sherlock fandom do. No other fandom does it like this.
The
No
Janine
one else
thing,
that
though.
studies it that much, where you're like, oh god.
What is it?
The Janine thing, I don't even understand.
I was when he brought out but when he brought out that ring, I was like, no, too far.
I thought he was gonna like
Stop.
sing to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I've composed you a song to express my love. He's gonna start busting a move in the middle of this thing.
I feel-
John would just be like, I don't know.
I kind of feel bad for her if she ends up being Moriarty's sister. Well,
But I really like her character because she took it really well. She's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, we're even now, so.
here's all the tabloids with your name in it.
Yeah, she was such a different character. I really liked her. She was so cool.
Yeah, you got hers way better. Like,
Yeah,
they should be
but-
friends.
She had sex with Sherlock.
No, she didn't.
Right, he stayed overnight at the drug place so that he didn't have to sleep with her.
You.
And also, they
Oh,
said
yeah.
They said they never had sex.
married. They said something then.
Yeah.
I thought that as well, and then someone said something else.
Okay, the theories are here is that he's either gay or he's on the lines of like demisexual or asexual.
Discussion point.
He's not supposed to be a virgin.
Discussion point.
Okay.
How old is he?
I'm gonna say
Cut off.
30s.
I want to know the discussion point.
Okay.
Discussion point. Discussion
I'm
point.
sorry, I stopped you.
Irene Adler, discuss.
She was in it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but it was sad.
And it was the best
5
5
seconds.
seconds.
It was so
good.
good when he was like, he thinks about her, and then I got sad.
I really like Irene.
I really like her and he thinks about her.
I liked her as a one episode. Well, no, what? How did she? She's like 2.
I like
one main episode.
I like
Yeah.
the show having female characters, but I don't see the Sherlock and Irene thing. I don't see it. I'm like, just be bros.
I don't think it's actually like a love thing. I think it's like an attraction thing.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one that he's ever like actually felt attracted to, even though he doesn't really understand because he doesn't really get it.
I really want to watch Elementary because the simple reason on my dash. I'm sorry if it's spoilers, but it's on the dash. But it's been like a year since I've seen it on the dash. But Irene Adler is Moriarty.
Okay.
And it's played by a Game of Thrones actress who I really love. And so I'm like, I want to watch this now.
Yeah.
But I won't, I don't know if I like it. But apparently, like, in it, the Sherlock is like a dumbass. Not, he's clever, but he's like useless. And then Lucy being Joan is actually super badass. And like, apparently the dynamic works so they're not like that shitty. Is actually less shitty than John Locke. So I'm like, I do want to watch this now.
I don't want to watch it while I'm watching Sherlock. I think I'll leave it like a couple of years.
I think if I start watching it, I'll automatically draw parallels. And I don't think that'd be a good thing.
I think I'll get really confused on the storyline as well because I'll be like, that's already happened. Oh no, it hasn't.
Yeah.
I think there's like hints of the characters and stuff. I mean Sherlock's not exactly actually canon with what happened, so I don't know. The people keep trying to argue that really off topic, that Mycroft's cleverer than Sherlock's cleverer than Mycroft. It's like in the books Mycroft's cleverer than Sherlock.
And they've said
They've already discussed this.
I love how they treat their
Yeah.
parents though when they were smoking
Yeah.
outside and their mum. Wait, wasn't me, it was Mycroft.
When I found out those were his parents, I was like,
You can actually see it though when you get him and his dad. They
No,
have
I
the same facial
no, it's in
expressions.
Sherlock's parents.
Yeah.
I was like, how?
See,
I was expecting someone else.
yeah, on Tumblr they had like a completely different idea of the parents, but I really liked that they were more
I like
normal.
it.
It was
I
really
like
good.
I liked it on
like how they were
a
the
funny point of view, but like, I was so used to reading like fan fiction stuff where like they had such like uncaring parents who didn't like them, or respect them, and that's why Mycroft and Sherlock kind of had a really quite close relationship because they were both like even worse than those two were.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that's so normal. They've probably got
It's
two
still-
senders.
It does make sense than having normal parents, so they would
Yeah.
felt isolated because no one was as clever as they were.
But also their mum, they weren't exactly normal. I mean, their mum had been like a mathematician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously she was incredibly clever,
Wow.
but still on a human scale.
I like when
as in like Oxford and Cambridge clever rather than like out of this world clever.
I like when Mary's like. when Mary was just like to
love
their dad,
the-
like, oh my god, you're the normal one. I don't know, I just found that so funny.
Yeah.
Like John's, of course I bought a gun to your parents.
Yeah, I just, you know, the first episode, you can imagine the Christmas dinners, and it's like, well, now I can. I mean, they all just got drugged halfway
Yeah.
through.
I thought it was really sad. You know how obviously in the first episode ever, where John came and he had his limp, his psychological problem.
Psychosomatic.
From
I marathoned yesterday once again.
war. I think it was kind of sad because it was almost like Sherlock had cured that for him because it was all like he replaced the thrill of that with something else, and so he'd kind of replaced it for him. But then in the last few episodes, he was still having the nightmares, and he was still. It was sort of almost coming back a bit because he was a lot more on edge,
Yeah,
and he was
PTSD is still
armed,
there.
and he was like ready. And that was a bit sad.
Yeah, but like, his PTSD left for a while, now it's back.
Yeah, now it's back. And now he's actually using that gun he never thought he would ever want to use again.
He was in the first episode, so...
Yeah,
I mean-
but he's come like a full circle.
Did it?
Yeah, he shot the cabbie.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But yeah, now they both killed for each other.
I
Still
love,
no
I, love,
homo.
I, love, I love the way that Sherlock did it though. Everyone was saying he kind of, I think he knew it was the only way he kind of thought. because it was for John,
Yeah.
he would just do it. Like, he's mean to everyone and he's rude, but he's never been that far before, and now he just has.
And I really liked how Magnuson, it was all in his mind. I thought that was so clever.
Yeah,
He was so
Really
crazy. I
good.
was like,
He
I
was
love you
crazy.
just for your craziness.
It was way better. It made him creepier that he could remember all that.
When it was the glasses bit, when it was like, oh shit, these aren't like internet connected.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's you! At that moment, I was like, oh shit, they lied to us as well. I was so confused.
But then they never lied to us. They just
They made it seem that way. It was a
yeah.
misdirection.
Yeah.
But
So
I was like,
But almost as the whole Mind Palace thing, he had everything in here.
Yeah.
Almost in a way, it would be less easy to destroy everything if it was all in paper format. Because if you think about it, if it's all
if
in
she's someone in the
here,
head, then just burn
Yeah.
the whole building up.
no, but if he's all in, if it's all in here, then he just walks around. You could just shoot him. Like I know it's not like, it's not
just shoot him.
but like you can kill him
Yeah.
rather than having to like break through impenetrable security systems to get onto the thing, to go and burn it all and all of this. The solution became obvious.
Yeah, he was stupid though. He shouldn't have showed Sherlock what it was.
He showed his
inside.
hand.
That
yeah.
was so dumb.
It was just like, oh yeah, I've got all the information up in here. What are you gonna do?
And there was a little bit of brotherly love when Mycroft was in the helicopter and he was like, "Do
Yeah.
fire on Sherlock Holmes." I was like, babe.
Oh,
Mycroft being emotionally compromised.
What have you done?
Yeah.
Mycroft being emotionally compromised makes me emotionally compromised. I was just there like, what? I get very emoted watching Sherlock. I remember the writing back full. Me and Imogen, parents are sitting here. Me and Imogen, knees on the floor next to that screen, going, what? It was the dark moment.
I love how Mycroft talks to his parents. He's like, "Don't call me Mike. My name is Mycroft."
Call him Mycroft.
Yeah, do you think you can struggle along to the end? Go for it.
Because I've not really got in arguments about it. It's more like we're both ranting. We're all ranting together when we talk about this. High functioning sociopath. No.
No.
No. Not even an inch. And if you know what being a sociopath includes, you know Sherlock is not one. Not even a little. Maybe Magnuson Moriarty is clearly a psychopath. But Sherlock is not a sociopath at all. And in like Hounds of Baskerville, as John said, Asperger's, that is way closer to than sociopath. And it's like anyone who sort of knows like disorders knows that's true, but anyone who doesn't just thinks that's how a sociopath acts. And so now I've got like people saying stuff like calling people like Abed Nadir a sociopath in Community with no. And then like Big Bang Theory, no, but they mess up his character a lot. And it's just like, no, that's not what it means, Google it. And I understand if they want to get to a point where they want to show, I understand that Sherlock's kind of using it as like a safety blanket to say he is a sociopath, but he's not. He's just not. And it's so frustrating for him to say that. And I'm like, no, stop, please. And I really just hope they just make it clear at some point that he is not a sociopath. He's just saying that. Because otherwise, there is a bunch of people out there who think that is a sociopath. And it's gonna get on my nerves a lot.
Because like sociopath has very bad connotations.
But it just basically means he can't feel care. But you know, he wouldn't have feared death in the first place on writing back, and definitely not to save his friends. He wouldn't have friends at all. And I know Shell's like, oh, I don't have friends, but he does. He cares about these people. Sociopaths do not care about people, not an inch. But he really does.
So I guess John is the only exception.
No, Molly, Lestrade, his brother.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's something
His family.
he had, like, it was more prominent as a child. Like, he
Yeah,
didn't care
yeah.
about anyone as a child, and so now it's just in his head that that's what he is.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very blankety thing where you can think, I am this person, I am this, like, dark person who doesn't have any friends and stays unemotional. But Sherlock does. So it's kind of like, I understand how he could have got that diagnosis, but most of the time, like, if he ever actually saw some professional, they'd be like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine him ever walking into a therapist and taking them seriously. Because he just bitch at them in the way he does. And he's like, nah, you're not saying anything right. And it's like, well, do you just Google this diagnosis yourself?
He doesn't even know Greg's name.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a random thing.
Gavin.
It starts with a G and so it's correct.
When it was Gavin, I was like,
when he revealed himself to Lestrade and then he just hugged him, that was a moment.
That was
That was a moment.
And it was
oh, sorry, yeah.
yeah, it was really cool. The thing he said, saying like those things will kill you.
Yeah.
It was really cool because someone said that's probably what Lestrade said to Sherlock when he found him
Yeah,
on
no,
drugs.
that gave me feels.
Like, no, because that's when they both did the nicotine patch.
That-
Like,
Yeah, when they both had a nicotine. Oh.
That's so cute.
but we have to talk about the restaurant scene. Can I help you?
Oh.
Cabin pressure was running through my mind at that moment. Because there was just the episode where he was talking in a French accent. And he was going around saying, can I help you?
Yeah.
And I'm Martin.
Captain
And I was just thinking that, it's like, you just got that accent from your cabin pressure day.
Yeah.
That was literally, and then just to draw it on the moustache feels like,
I love his frustration when John just didn't get it and he was just like, really?
It was really good.
yeah, but it was like, I think my favourite part of it was just the face when he realised that was a bad idea to do. He was like, oh.
He was like, haha, this is so fun. And goes,
Oh.
how do I fix this?
He also chose the worst point because Martin, they're not the characters. John was about to propose. That's a bad time.
Yeah.
Out of all the times Sherlock chooses not to be very deduction-y,
Yeah.
it has to be then.
Yeah.
I have another discussion point.
Wait.
It's a good one.
It was very,
Is it?
after
It really is.
After all that time, I was so happy John punched him. I was like, I'm looking forward to the
Yeah.
beginning of the hiatus when he walked away from the grave and Sherlock was there. I was like, he better punch him when he comes back.
It kind of needed to happen.
He took longer to punch him than I wanted.
He was like, I guess he was in shock for a while.
My whole family were like, punch him.
But I think, yeah, the bit when he was like holding his nose over, was like, I need your help, and then John's face was like, do you believe this bitch? His face, and I was just like, John, I understand. I kind of want to put punch Sherlock too right now. I'm very just like, these guys are so gay for each other.
Casual, Anthony, possibly.
We're gonna name drop that.
Go on.
Wait, what do you want?
Yeah. Let me shake it up.
Okay. 2 words.
I ain't done that.
Stag party.
That was really good.
I told you it was good.
Wait, what was?
Okay,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Took a second. Got it.
do you have an international reputation? I have an international reputation. I don't know what it was.
He was like, I know Ash. To that random guy. And then when they were deducting in the thing, and then he was just like, I see. And then he just throws up on the floor like, do not contaminate the crime scene.
He's cluing for looks.
Look.
For sure. Am I a pretty lady?
And he was like, no, I don't actually know who you are. I just picked out the newspaper. Oh, Madonna. I cried.
It was so good.
What if Sherlock Holmes? That episode was heaven sent, I swear.
It was.
I
One
needed
thing
that
that
too.
everyone's talking about is the where John nearly fell off the chair.
Oh yeah, and then
That's the knee contact.
and then he's like, ah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't like people touching him and is like, well, they're drunk, it's fine.
But I feel like people made too much of that.
Yeah, they
They're sort of like physical contact, therefore this means this and that.
It's
and
like,
that,
have they
and
ever met
that.
drunk people? At that point, you don't know what you're touching.
Love.
Yeah, it's like, or maybe he just nearly fell off the chair.
And Sherlock was like, I understand you're about to fall over. I don't really
Yeah.
care at this point. I'm a drink here. It's good.
Well, because it was probably, it's okay, I don't mind you touching me to not fall off the chair.
Yeah,
Rather than,
like-
I don't mind, let's go have sex now. Like,
Yeah, he was made like a leap, and I was like, guys, I know you like shipping, and I like shipping, but that was just like a little bit of a jump.
yeah. It was funny though.
Them sleeping on the stairs was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the regulated alcohol. And
And
then
then John was like, what? How did Sherlock not come back and be like, this is like a few centimeters higher than it was before? Someone's done something. He was like, nah. Oh, that was so good. It wasn't actually a good idea though. Okay, what was the best type party? That or in the movies of Sherlock Holmes?
I really didn't like the movies.
So we did Jude Law.
I just really got bored of them.
It's not so much casting doubt on Jude Law or Russell.
They were really good, but like the storyline and just everything was rubbish.
I know you're dying.
Why would you say that?
I've never actually seen them.
I've only seen the first one. I didn't. See
I've seen the
second one.
first one in Spanish, and I don't think that helped. But I still really like it.
The best thing about the first one was where
You feel my pain? You're crying.
Robert Downey Jr. like kind of did a weird face like that. That was great. They're on top of that.
As compared to the dog.
Oh yeah, that.
So amazing.
Their acting skills are great. I just didn't really like the whole thing.
I didn't like the
Shut up.
story or anything.
Quiet. Which gun do you?
But any other podcast, there was like a black space
Yeah,
there. There was here cues of the voice audio missing. Okay, now you damaged me, Imogen, for life.
That's one of my favourite movies.
It's an excellent movie.
The first one. The second
Okay,
one.
basically they had a stag night and it was pretty funny. Because Sherlock fucked everything up.
Sherlock didn't invite anyone.
Yeah,
No,
because he
John-
forgot.
John messed up by having more alcohol. It was kind of funnier though.
No, yeah.
What in the other one?
Other points about Sherlock.
When he woke up in the police cell, and then he was like,
Oh yeah.
"Help me!"
How many videos do you think the Sherlock has of Sherlock on his phone?
Oh, too many. Like every time he's in a situation, it's like, just gonna go on my phone.
Do you think Anderson and Donovan are still friends? As in, you know, the fictional characters and all, but do you think they're still friends?
I don't think so.
Because
Like, Anderson's got nothing to do with the
oh, he's got
like,
fired.
police department anymore, so I guess they haven't really seen each other.
Is
Didn't
this
they
Maggie
used
even
to-
on?
Didn't they used to?
Bang.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But Anderson has a wife. But I don't know if he still does. 'Cause it's
Anderson
crazy.
had a wife?
Yeah. In the first episode, it was like, how long has your wife been going away for?
Yeah. You don't remember these things.
This is what happens when you
It's
marathon
a long
like you
time
did
ago.
before.
Because I thought him and Donovan were going out. I didn't think he was cheating.
No.
Yeah, because
That
when
makes it even worse.
Sherlock deducted about the what was it? Oh, sorry.
The
The
knees.
perfume. The knees. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I think the periscope?
No, but it could be Tallulah.
Yeah.
Oh, a wild movie. Yeah. Or it could be the sisters back from eating. Wild sisters back.
No one's saying anything.
There is too many content.
Who's coming at 4?
Yeah, I think. I probably my phone.
Ish.
So the camera's dead, so it's all audio now. So you can look as revolting as you wish.
Cool, because I feel like I've been this way and I don't like it.
You should see the context. I'm just good about this. Okay. Which one should I do first? Fan vids. Anyone else other than me watch them?
Yeah.
Cool.
You.
Which ones?
I just watched them when they pop up on Tumblr. There was one that was called Shell Shock.
I was gonna bring that up. Shell Shock is the. Oh my god. I've shown you that one.
No.
It's the one about like how Sherlock might not actually be real.
That sounds scary.
That's the only one I've seen.
Shell Shock is an absolutely amazing one. It's one of the ones I predicted would come up, so I have it prepared on my links. I'm so ready. I'm gonna have to look up a billion other
But you
things.
have mugs to worry.
There's also
I'm not gonna. The computer to edit on is not in this country, so presumably it's not the country. You don't actually know. There might be in this country right now. Could still be in the air. It's with Dad basically. So I can't even edit today. I couldn't even edit if there wasn't marks. So do it on Saturday, presuming no one's having a party.
When?
Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Yeah. Okay. Is that good?
So, Father's meant to be putting the editing software onto my laptop soon.
Oh
so that
yeah.
You can use my laptop.
Your laptop.
Well, I'm using it most often.
True. Yeah, fair enough. Are you also going to have screen capture software, or is that just going to be features?
Screen touch.
I know, but I want you to have screen capture.
Why me?
Because that way the files are just there. Also, you have 2 games.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry I'm bringing this all on the podcast, but we've already got this podcast.
The podcast?
We're going to have so much it out anyway.
You're northern.
I'm like half northern, it's okay.
No, you're not sure.
Yeah, I am. But
I'm northern, that doesn't count.
accents are
Manchester.
genetic, you know.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Durham. That's nearly Scotland.
So it's still north.
Ish.
It's north!
It's north of London, not England.
That is true.
So.
Which
Still
to
means
London
I say
is
grass instead of
north.
grass, sometimes the back instead of bath. You know, I just like to mix it up a bit.
It is grass.
So like Magnuson with his
Exactly.
changing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cultural
diversity.
I know, Manchester and
Talking of
I remember seeing that
fans
comedian
before.
There was a comedian who was just like, I'm from Manchester, and my wife's from, I can't remember, I think it was like Surrey or something like that, so my child's technically mixed race. I was crying. Anyway, okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, the reason why all our games are broken is because the Xbox should not be that way up, it should be on the floor. So now there's rings around almost all the games.
What do you mean not that way up?
It shouldn't be standing up, it should be flat.
Not necessarily.
No, yes.
Because you keep kicking it! You kick it and then the rings come up!
No, I googled it and everyone said it's because they had it standing up and not because they had it flat.
Yeah.
So it's equally our fault, therefore we don't have to play all the games. I'm saying right now though, I will either buy GTA 5 or 2 of the games that are broken. That are cheap.
I'll buy a new game.
Do you want GTA 5? Or do you want a different new game?
A different game.
Which one? It's annoying because GTA is the one that's
no,
on my friend's house.
no new games have come out though. That's like one of the most
Yeah, it's
recent
a piece of shit.
games.
That's why everyone's playing GTA 5 right now. So I feel like,
Everyone's played it right now.
but all we have right now is Batman and Assassin's Creed.
Really good. Have you
multiplayer.
started playing it?
No,
It's really good.
doesn't have any multiplayer options. There's only internet games.
No.
Then I don't care. I've just been going
Wow,
through the CD.
you too.
I didn't know Motorsport didn't work.
It doesn't?
No, it's got a ring round it.
You did that!
No, I didn't! The fucking Xbox!
Why don't you turn it flat then?
Well, I have.
Because there's no, but there's no space for it now, it's on the carpet.
Well, yeah, let's deal with that now.
No, I have to move it.
Well,
Oh, you're like
literally only Batman and Assassin's Creed non-multiplayer works.
Yeah.
I've been playing Peggle the whole time. You've been out. And Minecraft, but that's it.
Get a life.
I know, but I was meant to be doing revising, so I have to at least pretend I
So
am.
she plays Xbox.
So I have the work in front of me while I play games. I've
Best
also
way to revise.
explained to Sara that I meant to know a play about race equality, but I don't, and it's for Monday. So I've had to Google shit out of a play, and I've ordered it so that when the teacher asks me, what the hell is a play, I can be like, here's a copy, I've definitely read this. And so now I have to learn these quotes down so that tomorrow I can mention it in my wider reading. Because we know the question is going to be about race equality, we just know right now. So I'm just going to pretend I've read this when it comes to actually read it and give it to the teacher, and maybe I can
What
get away
book
with
is
this. The play is 2 Trains Running by August Wilson. Yeah. But I still don't know any poems. Oh my god, I'm going to die.
So you decided to spend the morning playing Xbox.
Yeah.
Skills.
Well, I say that. I wasn't really doing anything this morning. I was trying to find shit. Because Dad took his light somewhere, and his camera, and his computer. This is why we have this bullshit light, which is blinding. And then that's why we also have a lampshade as a mic stand.
Tragic.
Improvisation. Okay, so, yeah. So, Shell Shocked is pretty much my favourite fan video, because it's so well done. I'm not going to talk about Super Who Lock and Who Lock stuff,
because I think we do a crossover time some other time because there's so much shit about it. So we'll come back to it.
There was also some really good fans that was sort of fan art, but it was the school reports or like of Mycroft and Sherlock and them being kicked out of the school, and it was just really funny.
I haven't seen that.
That's why I really like how there's more Mycroft and Sherlock stuff in series 3 because it means there's a lot more of the fan art about them.
Yeah. I don't know how much. I've seen quite a lot of like Sherlock and Mycroft as kids, and like Mycroft is looking after Sherlock and stuff. And I had those pre-prepared on my list of fan arts. I have no idea what any of the names are, so I should probably learn that. The Sherlock fan arts are pretty damn good. Like, people are talented, and it makes me want to cry. I think my favourite one is like Alice XZ, I think it is. And she draws everything amazingly. I'm like, how? I don't understand these artist people. What do they do?
And her Sherlock painting drawing thing is sold by the BBC now as a poster.
Is it? I love
or
when
at least
that
it
happens.
was, and then I can find it again.
I love when that happens because I'm like, yay.
Yeah,
like,
she's actually been like approved by the BBC for that and some of her Doctor Who ones.
Oh, is that the same artist who has like the Doctors with like the stars and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, is that her?
She's one of those talented people online.
She has done other versions of that as well. Because
Yeah.
I thought there was only a Matt Smith one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's done all
There's
the
a
Doctors.
War
Yeah.
Doctor, 10th Doctor.
The ninth
done all
Doctor
the-
one is so cute.
She's done all the new Doctors.
The 9th Doctor one is my background on my laptop.
It's
because
so
it is
pretty,
cute.
that's my favourite one.
Yeah, same.
The Matt Smith one is the icon for our Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And have it in the links.
We're going on to Doctor Who again.
It's so important. It's just...
But no, I don't like when people say fan art isn't art, and I'm like, well, these people just got stuff sold. It's like you can actually get the stuff printed on canvas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people just take so long during this stuff, and it's mostly for free unless someone's asked for a commission. They're giving you free pieces of art, and it's normally stuff you want to look at anyway. Like, why are you saying, that's not real art? It's like, I don't care if they've done it on the computer. I don't care whatever they've done, how they've done it. It's a great piece of work.
It's also annoying how in interviews, when they're talking to the actors, they only ever really mention the like smutty stuff, and they're like, how does this make you
Yeah.
feel?
Sorry.
When there's loads of really good, like, not sexual stuff, it's good.
It makes me so annoyed when interviewees do really badly. Like, they always talk about how it's cumber bitches, and it's like, most people now prefer to say cumber babes because he doesn't like cumber bitches, and a lot of people in the fandom don't like cumber bitches. Also, there's the cumber cookies because he's cumber batch.
Yeah. That's
So,
the best one. I
want to be cumber cookie. But,
Wasn't that clarified on Graham Norton?
yeah.
Because
Because
he didn't want to be
yeah, so yeah.
conscious. But I kind of understand because you don't really want if you have a following, you don't really want them to call that.
I mean, it's like, it's cool to call yourself bitches, but he doesn't like referring to his fan following as bitches. Like, it's different.
Well, because it has like connotations, he doesn't want to be seen to say that.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's because, like,
When girls say themselves, it's slightly better.
yeah,
About
our
themselves.
fandom kind of named ourselves that sort of, and then because he said he didn't like it, we changed it, but because so many people were just used to cumber bitches, it kind of stayed. And interviewers don't really
And
keep updated.
Yeah, so interviewers
They're just-
only want that kind of information, and then they'll only bring out the photos they'll only bring out like the art which is all smutty, and they'll bring up like smutty fan fiction. It's like most of the fan art I see isn't smart. It's normally fluffy stuff that makes me happy, and it's just like, oh, this is so cute.
Interviewers are just annoying these
I
days.
think-
It's so annoying.
Who's the good guy? Is it-
I quite
I'm gonna say his name wrong, so I don't want to say it. There is one good interviewer who shows like only the real talented piece of work, and he showed like Sherlock's. I think it was like the Cleopatra style kind of pharaoh kind of look, and I've seen that piece of art before, and it was so amazing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he was just talking about how amazing the work is. But yeah, as soon as the interviewers be like, oh yeah, look, it's Sherlock and John having sex, and it's like,
See, Graham Norton I like more, but even
he does it.
He does that.
He does do it, but I do like Graham.
I
That's
like
the
Graham.
thing about Graham. I just like Graham.
I like Graham.
I think it's because the celebrities trust him.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah.
you kind of have to have that. If you're like a household name, because he kind of is, he has to be trusted by the people
Yeah.
to not take it too far or make it too serious, because the whole point is like having a laugh.
I think it's always easier to fall into interviews for camp.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to listen to and to hear rather than like some drone voice. Somehow the higher voice
more
just works.
energetic, more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier to listen to a straight voice. Well, here we have Benedict. Oh, here we have Benedict.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier.
And it's way better if they're like actual comedians. Like
Yeah.
they make it funny even if it's a rubbish
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah.
I think my favourite thing about Graham Norton is that when American guests come over and they're like, "Whoa, people are swearing? You're allowed to do that on TV?" Like they'll just be swearing. They're like, "Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that? Are we allowed to?" It's like because American TV is so PG, and then over here we're like,
Yeah, Graham Norton talks about slightly inappropriate things anyway.
yeah.
But it's just amusing. It suits the time, because it's like, what is it, on like 10:35?
Yeah.
It suits the time. My favourite Graham Norton interviews are probably Miranda interviews.
Yeah,
They're just
Miranda is so
funny.
good.
I'm having an episode about Miranda because
We have to.
Lex
I'm
in it.
sorry, Gary.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
We all know it's Gary. Can I just say?
But
Yeah, we all know it's Gary, but we don't know if she's just not gonna say no to him
Yeah.
and go off.
Or
yeah,
say
she
no to
might probably
both
because
of
she's
them.
just awkward and probably will like, just
Yeah.
run away.
Yeah, she'll probably just say no to both.
Why
of
would they
them.
end it like that?
But is there gonna?
It was
Because
so
apparently
painful.
there was gonna be a last series. Was that the last series or? Is
No,
there
apparently
another
there's gonna be a movie.
one?
Whoa.
I'm watching that.
Exactly.
It could either be, if they ever did.
I hope it's not straight to
it could
DVD.
either
I'll
be
cry.
The best thing you have ever witnessed,
Or the worst.
shittest thing you have ever
Yep.
witnessed. There's two ways it could go.
It normally ends up shit, but like with Firefly, the movie Serenity was really good, and then it got people into the series, so it might work like that.
I don't know. I just can't believe they left it.
Yeah. Usually comedian films are really rubbish.
Yeah.
usually.
Like there are very few comedians that can
But
do
Miranda
that.
does a lot of actual acting work, so
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I think Miranda could do it definitely.
Why was there never an IT crowd movie?
I watched her on because you know she was really inspired by Eric Morton Wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a thing where she was talking about like, I think it might have been Who Do You Think You Are? I don't know, one of those type programs. And yeah, and then they had her sister, and her sister literally looks nothing like her at all.
Really?
Her sister looks like Miss Spicer. She's like small and like her little
It
short little
happens.
brown hair is really weird.
Sherlock?
She's got, oh yeah.
I forgot for a while too. Yeah, fan bits. Have you heard the one with the backing track is Rival of the Birds? That's a good one.
I don't know the song, so I can't even think about like what.
It doesn't have any lyrics, so I can't help you there. It's like one of the most cinematic pieces of music ever. That's such a bad
There's
description.
this-
But it's such a sad. I was like,
There's this really good YouTuber who makes like music videos from shows, and there are loads of Doctor Who ones, but there are a few Sherlock ones that are really good.
see, there's not a lot of YouTubers I know, so I don't know.
High School. I think it's like he has an Omega in his name somewhere. I don't know.
Okay. How about the Sail one? Has anyone heard of the one Sail for Royal Nation? Sail. Okay, there's that one. Oh, have you guys seen the one that's just kind of got big recently? But are you watching closely? And it was like talking about how a magic trick works, and like with the Riken back bit scene.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is.
That was like competing for Shell Shocked and Level of Good for me. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you? There's a YouTube channel that have musicals every week, and they did a Sherlock one.
I
It
think
was
I've seen that
pretty
one.
good.
Yeah.
So what would you say are your favourite bits of Series 3? Favourite moment?
Drunken John Locke.
That's true. It kind of has to be.
For like a plot twist, I
John
think
Locke.
my favourite bit was like when Magnuson, it was all in his head.
Oh yeah, and he was like,
Like, because I like Sherlock with. I like the interaction between characters, that's good. But a lot of Series 3 was just interaction rather than actual mysteries, and I really liked that mystery, it was interesting.
It was.
I really did like the scene where Sherlock and Mycroft were smoking outside, and like a parallel to season 2 when they were smoking when Irene had died, and they were talking about they care so much, and in that one Mycroft was just like, I don't think I can deal with losing you and stuff like that, and I was like, character development, yay! I keep knowing the camera's not working, so I keep looking over them and be like, wait a minute.
I really like the stag party bit.
Yeah, it was good.
That was just something that was just perfect in every way.
The bit in the speech when he was like, when he was talking about how he was just talking to John, and then actually in real life he was just sitting there going, what?
Yeah, and he was like, it's getting scary now. He was just
like that bit, I was just like, no. I'm just not phrasing words today.
Also on the meta thing, I really liked the way the soldier was killed. It was really clever.
Yeah,
I thought
it was quite clever actually.
He didn't actually die. You said he got killed. He didn't actually die.
Well, the guy
I couldn't think of words. I was trying to come up with
He didn't. John saved him.
No, he saved him.
Oh,
But he was like, nurse, hold here.
Yeah, he didn't actually
In
die.
the speech, because remember in the speech they were like, because of John, this man
The
lived.
life was
Like,
saved.
no
Yeah.
thanks to me.
The really sad when he's like, today you sit between the woman you love and the man you saved, or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was the moment.
That was
Oh.
you said too. Yeah, it was like people care about you most in the world,
Yeah.
and it was just like, and then everyone was crying. It's like, what did I do? What did I do? And I was
I
like,
think it was because the whole.
And then he tried talking and it was like, no, shut up.
no, be quiet.
It was like the man you saved bit was really sad because we all thought that like John had come from a really bad place and
Yeah.
Sherlock had like picked him up because he was after the war he just wasn't himself, but like John gave so much to Sherlock as well,
Yeah.
and it's just so
cute.
If you don't think there's even like a little bit of love between them, you're like crazy.
good.
Like it's like even if you only ship them platonically, it's like there's something there.
Yeah.
Should we say, is it platonically or platonically?
Platonically.
I think like
There you
plate,
go.
Plate.
but I don't know. Is a
I
plate or is it a
I'm very
platter?
hungry,
You
okay?
keep on saying things strangely and
Someone
I'm
has
like,
no
"What?"
food.
Is it plate or platter? I don't know.
I can't deal with people saying things.
I'm a person who normally
right now.
reads words more than I say them, because I'll normally only use them in essays rather than speak them or when I'm talking on Tumblr. So when I'm actually wording stuff in real life, I can't do it. But when I do essays, I do badass essays.
The only reason I pointed out is because I'm worried I'm saying it wrong and I just want to like make sure.
Without a doubt, I'm probably wrong.
What? About what?
Pronouncing words.
My pronunciation? Apart from pronunciation, I draw that
Yeah.
in my head.
I've
No,
got
I correct everyone else.
Thanks to you.
Yeah. Pronunciation just sounds all... No.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, I know, saying that sounds wrong.
Yeah, no. I just clarifying.
Have you ever heard this poem called Dearest Creatures in Creation?
Don't.
It's the hardest poem in the English language, and it's like full of tongue twisters and how stupid the English language is.
Definitely.
And it's the hardest poem
You showed
ever.
that to Fuchsia. Yeah.
That was a bad move, I
It was a
understand.
bad move because on the whole way journey to school in the car, she was just reciting it.
She
And I was
doesn't-
like, shut up,
Thing about it is,
shut up.
she can't.
And
She
she
can
wouldn't.
only pronounce like every fifth word correct.
Exactly! So it made it even more frustrating that she wasn't doing it
I
right.
did it and I only got 5 words wrong. It was hard. I don't know what to move on to. I guess OTPs, guys.
Shariati.
Shariati, yes.
I think I ship like every ship there is possible in Sherlock at some level.
Yeah.
I think for me that I only do that with Rooster Teeth. I don't think I do that with Sherlock. I think I just ship like the mainish people.
I just want everyone to love and be happy.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
wish I
It was
was
like
like,
Donovan. Donovan, go to the corner.
No.
Donovan can just fuck off.
Donovan,
Everybody else
okay.
love.
Maybe Anderson can just
Like
leave
go
a
back in
bit.
the corner.
I just think
Everyone can just love.
I just think Donovan and Sherlock need to warn each other. Like Donovan's like, I'm sorry, I kind of ruined your life for a minute there. And Sherlock's like, I'm sorry for being a dick to you for like 3 series. You know, I kind of want that because I don't.
I want to like her, but
No, I want to
So
dislike her.
hard.
But because she's just doing her job. If that situation happened to you, where you're like, this guy just, it doesn't make sense how he worked this out, and then this little girl screaming, and she already thought of him as some sort of psychopath, you'd think it as well. And he's also been a dick to her, so it's like.
I actually think her character was. I don't like her character, but I think it was actually really useful.
It was necessary.
It was necessary because she was really like unloyal and really fickle because she was the first person when anything went wrong or there was any like slight suspicion in Lestrade's head, she was the one that was to jump straight on it and be like, it was him, right from the beginning. And in a way, that her character contrasts to John's character because John refused to believe that it was his fault and he just refused. Whereas Donovan was just so bleh, that she was just straight with it.
But Donovan was just doing her job, and she was doing it well. While no one else was accepting that possibility, she was.
It's true,
she is a policeman.
So it's like it was right in front of her. So it's like.
So if she's investigating, she would investigate every person. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had someone like that around you, and there was personal distaste there, but it was kind of like, I don't understand how he could have figured this out, and there's a lot of evidence seeming that Sherlock actually did this. Can you at least consider this? And it was unfair. They were stupidly letting him into scenes, and that was on them. But obviously, that's the way it has to be, I guess. So, I was rewatching it, and I just remember the guy that Lestrade talks to was like, "You're a bloody idiot, Lestrade! Go get him now!" His accent made me laugh. I was like, "You just do sound authoritative. It just sounds happy." And he's meant to be angry.
I just realised, I think there's main lines in each of the series. So in series 2 it might have been like John's last line, like, I was so alone, I owe you so much, that one. And then series 3 it's the sitting between the woman that you love and the man that you saved, that one. I'm just wondering about what was series 1, because there's like a main quote which is like the point of the series, I think.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, like, most fandoms have that. They have that one line everyone overuses. I don't know if it's series 1.
It's good though. I mean, obviously everyone was sad when John was standing by the grave. Too much.
That was the only episode I actually cried at, because I don't usually cry at episodes for that.
The one
that was bad.
Yeah, no,
I
it was
cried
especially
properly.
just when John was like saying, because it was just like you felt so bad for John.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily for that Sherlock was dead, but just John.
Because of what he'd been through,
Yeah.
and you know that he was just going to go back to how
I
it
was
was.
just annoyed that he had to spend so long away. I was just like, can you just try and message John somehow and be like, yo, I'm alive?
Apparently someone pointed out that there was like an earpiece that John had and it fell out when he was knocked over, and apparently Sherlock could have been going to say like, it's okay, I'm alive, just carry on acting.
Yeah.
And because it fell out, that he never came back.
Oh, that makes it sadder.
I
That
know.
does
Yeah.
make it,
No!
the plan was like foiled,
Yeah.
so then he didn't really know.
A lot of people say that was filmed from John's point of view, because the whole episode was kind of from him, because he was talking about a therapist to it. So the idea was really, that's what he saw. He saw Sherlock's body fall, and he saw Sherlock's body dead. But in reality, it was so easy for it not to be his body falling, and then him switching at the bottom. So, but it was from John's point of view, and to him that was the only logical thought, and he had been concussed, so it was kind of like, that's what I thought ages. I thought it was done differently.
I just spent the whole hiatus just willing John to just like stay strong almost, because the whole point of it was that he didn't lose hope, kind of thing. And by the end, he really nearly did, like nearly. But then obviously Charlotte was back.
One of the fanouts I didn't link because I didn't want to mention it. There was one where there was John with a gun pointed to his head, and all the comments are obviously like nope. But it was just like, I mean, that's why he had the Browning in the first series.
If you think about it, that could so easily have happened.
I mean, he was
Because you're only so strong as a human being. You can only take so much emotional turmoil.
It's
as
really
a
good
human
that
being.
you met Mary.
I think if he hadn't met Mary,
Yeah, if he hadn't have met her, then
Because he was
that
willing
would
to shoot.
probably have been it.
He was willing to shoot himself for the first series.
And
So-
Sherlock was nearly getting himself killed, like when he was going on his own missions throughout Europe. Like he was really close to getting killed.
Mm.
So they were both kind of going a bit bad.
I mean, he came back from the war obviously really damaged, and that's what it does to people. So it's kind of Sherlock saved him, and he saved Sherlock. It's too sad.
Yeah, I just find it really hard not to ship because it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Some people like deny John Locke at all, and you can't deny it. If you watch the show, you have to at least acknowledge it.
I just can't see it as a sexual relationship because Sherlock isn't really like that.
No.
No.
I can't see it as like a sexual relationship, like a romantic relationship. I can see it as.
Yeah, but I don't think they would ever write it in as a sexual
No.
relationship. I don't think they ever would would have done that.
No, yeah, I don't imagine it that way either. There was a fan fiction I read, which is like Greg Locke, which is before the actual show, and it's like how Lestrade met Sherlock, like on the streets when he was a drug addict, and like it was shippy, and the whole way through Sherlock was like asexual, and they didn't ever have that kind of relationship, and it just like ended just before he was about to meet John, and it made me so sad because I was like, you two were like together, and now he's gonna go live his life with John, and yeah, I was just, but yeah, I don't often read fan fiction of Sherlock anymore. I don't really, because
I don't think I've read any fan fiction for Sherlock.
some of it's really good. Some of the stuff, cause I used to read ages ago and I just stopped. But some of it's really good. I read a Maestro once. That was fluffy.
I think.
yeah, it's either fluffy Maestrade or like crazy Sheriati, and they're never that well written. That's what's so annoying about it. My OTPs are never well written.
I read a really, really well written one, which was a double date, John Locke and Maestrade. Very good. It's very good.
That'd be the most awkward double date ever.
Yeah. Pretty much.
There was a really good one, which was done in a weird format, but it was like Lestrade, Mycroft, John Sherlock, and I think Miss Hudson were all playing board games, and then there was like a message, and it was like how the knife ended up stabbing the Cluedo on the wall and stuff. And they were playing Cluedo, they were playing Monopoly and stuff, and it was really, really funny, but I have no idea where I could find it. It was a good one. But I remember seeing it again because someone like linked it in because they were playing Operation and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, normally I don't think I've read any particularly well written Sherlock.
I love how we got like even a little bit of background about Mrs. Hudson, because she's
Yeah.
always there, and she's actually quite a prominent character. But before, her lines only just used to be like, "I'm not your housekeeper," and that's about it. But now I quite like how they kind of explained how her husband was like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He ran cartels and stuff like that.
I
That's
mean,
quite funny.
There was always these headcanons that he was abusive because every time someone raised their voice or like
Yeah.
banged something, she'd always go "Ooh," and then go to the other room.
Mm.
And Sherlock got her husband executed. So I'm like, that has to be true, right?
Mm.
That's just megally hinting at it.
Yeah.
I felt so bad when the guy from the cafe downstairs like had a wife in Doncaster and somewhere else, and like they had a thing going, and I was like, oh, Miss Hudson could be happy too.
Mm.
I don't know if we want to be happy right now. I want them all to be happy, but I don't know how. Like my stroke's pretty easy. John Locke and Mary's all good. Also, I really like Sheriati, so I'm very compromised right now. I'm like, I don't know which one I want.
This series has made me really love Molly. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
really love
I like
Molly.
She became a lot more powerful
Yeah.
and confident,
Yeah.
and it was really good.
I felt so bad for her before, and now I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
before this whole like, oh, I don't count, I don't matter. It just made you want to hold her.
I know.
Yeah.
It was just too much.
I
It's
also
like, you
really-
do count, like, shouting at the TV. You do count. You do
I
count.
know. I really did want her to be evil at points. So I was like, I want this just to be a play. I don't want her to be like this. But you know, the fact that when she slapped him, it got so ingrained in Sherlock's mind that when he was thinking about dying, he had Molly there to like make him concentrate, like slapping him awake. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And it was really cool when she went on a case with him. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
And it was someone had deductions about when Sherlock heard John's voice, and there was something about that. It was something about drugs can make you actually hear it, and that was another link to the whole having drugs thing.
I don't know what.
It wasn't even funny, but she just kind of looked at me really guiltily.
I thought it had something on my face.
No, I don't even looking at you. Just think about it.
See, now there's no camera.
I
Nothing
know.
we do makes sense.
I need to find out if I can plug that in while filming. I don't think I can. Or I need a longer lasting battery. It's better if it's better when it turns off, keep the file, not just get rid of the file. Otherwise it's kind of ruined.
Yeah.
We'll find out!
Surprise!
I know. It should work.
You look really weird in the corner, just
Just bring his face.
Because I don't want to play it loudly, because I don't
What is
want. Because you guys are having a discussion, so I have to. I want to watch it, so I have to listen and watch.
What are you doing?
It was Jonah Hill on Saturday Night Live, and then Leonardo DiCaprio crashes it
Oh.
and stuff, and they've got this whole scene where Jonah's just like, I'm a little nervous, and then just like, do you want me to do what I always do when you're nervous? She's like, yeah, and he just goes like this, and then Leonardo comes behind and it's just like this, and the music starts playing like in Titanic. Okay, sorry, I had to watch.
I think I've watched an holiday or something like that. I only watched bits and bobs.
That's what you are.
I don't think I've seen any other important fan art really.
There was a really cute animation of a tiny Sherlock when he was little and he was climbing up on a box or something. It wasn't very interesting, the actual thing he was doing, but it was really cute.
I do like the mini
really well
lock.
done.
There's a lot of mini lock. And there's one where Sherlock's on a phone to John and John's on the phone to Sherlock. And they're both so titchy and they're like, ah, it's so cute.
Yeah, it's really cute with John and Sherlock as friends when they were little.
So cute. Oh, I like it's actually really good school boy Sherlock and John fic. If you don't read high school, we use
I only read Merlin one for that.
which one?
Remember?
Are we now thinking of things to talk about to do with Merlin?
Oh no.
No, it's just they all link.
Please, man.
You see, I feel really bad because I can think of so many more things about Merlin now. I think after the podcast I started actively looking at Merlin things.
I know.
Yeah.
I rewatched Merlin after them, and then everything just came back to me, and I was like, yeah.
There's
That's
a
why-
billion fan vids of Merlin that I love, and I couldn't think of a single one. I don't know. Such a bad podcast. I'm gonna redo that one at some point. You can say people and be like, this time we're gonna do this. Maybe without Tallulah. Maybe.
Like this one, without Tallulah.
I kind of want to know what.
Just gonna wander in like a 6 and be like, yo! I'm like, so
I
kind of want to know what. You know how Tom and Molly broke up.
yeah.
I want to know what he did to her for that.
Yeah, she broke up with him.
Yeah, I kind of want to know
Because it's
how
dark.
he cheated.
Oh wait, yeah.
Didn't she break up
Oh, yeah.
with Jim Moriarty? Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because Sherlock
like,
was
you know.
gay.
Where's the plot?
okay.
No wait, it's close to me. So I need it on you.
I kind of want him to be Sebastian though.
I kind of do, kind of don't, because then I feel.
Yeah.
Well, now that they've broken up, I don't mind.
Okay, can you do it?
Like when they were together, it was kind of like
Yeah, you
stop
didn't want Molly to
harassing
get
Molly. But now that they're not together, it's kind of like.
But I kind of want new characters because you're just using the same ones. New
Yeah, no, but then
characters.
it's also like all these bad guys keep going out with Molly. Versus Moriarty and then Sebastian. It's like, come on now.
I don't know, to be honest, I just don't think Molly liked Tom that much. I mean, she stabbed him with a fork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly gets all the attractive men. I mean, Andrew Scott. Benedict Cumberbatch. Point is made.
When Andrew Scott came out as gay, I was like, I thought you were already. I didn't know that wasn't actually a thing.
Yeah, I thought he was as well. I didn't even hear about this announcement. And
It's
then,
one of those things that you just assume,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they come out, you're like, oh, didn't
Yeah,
you already make this already, or was that just me? Or
he was in a play with I was watching short clips from theatre productions. Don't ask me why, but I was watching them with my sister, and he was in it with some other guy, and they were supposed to they're both gay.
Oh,
and
do you
they're in a
mean
relationship.
Q from
Skyfall.
Skyfall?
They freaking
Ben
Rachel.
Whishaw.
Ben Whishaw, yeah, well,
I don't know.
Ben
because
Whishaw.
I only watched a clip of it, so I don't know
okay.
what.
I think it's that one because I remember.
But
reading
like,
about
my sister was saying. Andrew Scott is actually really good at acting gay, but the other guy's rubbish. And it's like, well, Andrew Scott is gay.
No, I know that him and Ben Whishaw, like, were very intimate on stage, and I was like, so you're telling me Q and Moriarty were in a piece of work together, and I didn't see it. I get so angry when I don't see stuff at the theatre. It's too late now to watch Coriolanus with,
Tom Hiddleston.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to watch it, but we messed up. I don't know what we were doing.
up.
I've seen better.
We messed up. Don't throw me under the rock, it's you.
I've seen Benedict Cumberbatch, Colin Morgan,
Thanks.
Sara.
Colin Morgan, my babe.
Roger Allen.
Apparently it's playing in March. The
What?
Coriolanus. Not like live, but I mean
Tennant's
David
doing
Tennant,
Richard
Catherine
II
Tate.
now.
cinema.
Well, we saw David Tennant.
Yeah.
Catherine Tate.
That was.
So
I
jealous.
want to
of
see
you.
that again. That was
You
so
can.
good. Can you?
Online, you can download it.
Can you really?
I'm going to do that because me and Kira wanted to be there so badly.
It was
good.
so good. It was
looked
so funny.
amazing.
Ooh.
It's a really good
There's
play
an
as
excellent
well.
scene with
I
Colin
like
Tate.
the play before, but they were
Which one?
extra
What do you want to think?
Yeah.
That was a great play.
I really want Catherine Tate to be Harry now. That would be so good.
I really liked
Great.
Much Ado About Nothing that had Nanny McPhee,
Emma Johnson.
yeah, Emma Thompson, that's the person, with her and her before husband. It was really cool. It's a good.
I want to see the one that Joss Whedon did over the summer.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
That
That was actually really good, and it has
He did that within like 2 weeks.
and there are so many like
Oh,
famous
okay.
people in it. There are people I know from other things he's done, and Agent Coulson's in it,
Yeah.
and
He just filmed in his house over 2 weeks. I'm like, how?
Nathan Fillion is good.
He's in it. Of course he is.
Who's
Joss Whedon.
And there's
I
a
remember
and
that name.
there's
Dr. Horrible's Captain Hammer.
Oh yeah.
and there's the Doctor from Firefly in it.
Yeah. Is there?
He's a bad guy, and
Wait, that is Nathan Fillion. No.
no
I thought it was.
Doctor. The
Yes. No. Maybe so.
No, Nathan Fillion's the guy in it. Wait, which one from Firefly?
I watched something with him recently.
Nathan Fillion is the captain. Yeah, we got that.
Okay.
And then there's the Doctor that is the brother of River, and
Oh, him! Yeah.
yeah,
I
him.
know what his name is.
He's the bad guy. I can't remember his real name. I just called him the Doctor from Firefly.
Oh yeah.
That dude.
But he was the bad guy. Yeah, it was
What?
cool.
He was in something that I watched recently, and I was like, "What is it?" It's Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, and he's also in Castle.
He was in Percy Jackson.
I want to watch Castle
Sea
fully for that.
Monsters. He was the guy at like FedEx or whatever.
That's
Or
Oh, yeah.
even that like.
oh Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought we were talking about the Doctor. Oh,
Oh,
it's
no, 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 no.
confusing.
When
Yeah.
he was just like, what is it? The joke he made that everyone had gifts.
I can't fucking remember.
He's like, I was watching like.
Oh yeah. He was something about like.
I was watching the best show, and of course, like most best, like the best shows, was cancelled,
Just cancelled.
and I was like,
I watched Castle. Have you watched Castle?
no, I'm thinking about it, but it's not my kind of show.
It's really good. I enjoyed it.
I said I watched Cannibal. Criminal Minds. What's wrong with my head?
Criminal Minds is actually really good, but it's kind of
Criminal Minds is amazing.
It is good, but it's a bit gory.
Who has watched Hannibal? Because I got to the Angels episode and then
It's an
Yeah.
excellent show.
It's brilliant.
I haven't actually watched any episodes of Hannibal.
It's what it does more than any other show is that you get trapped in watching it, and you just get so annoyed. You're like, I want you to be happy, but I also want you to get messed up in the head. But you're like, those conflicts are happening. You're like, I want you to be happy, but I want you to be manipulated to the point you think you're crazy. And that's basically what happens. Like this guy called Will, who's just a really nice guy, gets manipulated by Hannibal. And
Am
everyone,
I correct in saying that he eats people?
Hannibal the cannibal. Yeah.
Okay. Just to clarify.
What's the point of having a show called Hannibal if there wasn't actually a cannibal in it?
Just clarify.
I'm still laughing at how it was like someone eats people. Someone here is a cannibal. Hannibal, what do you think? It's like the name's right.
Hannibal. Any ideas on the cannibal? Hannibal. How about cannibal? There's so many jokes.
No, there was like, I think one of my favourite photo sets is a picture of Will behind bars and it's like, Hannibal's a cannibal. I want to be angry, but it rhymes.
I laugh every time in Hannibal where he's just like, what is it, like, whenever he brings people to dinner.
He makes so
like,
many.
Oh yeah.
He always just says like, let's have like, I don't know what he says.
I know.
There's something
I know.
about, I don't know. I can't remember how he.
I didn't get
Love
far
to
enough
have you
into
for dinner. Stuff
Hannibal.
like that.
Where does he actually
Yeah.
It's
get?
nice to have you for dinner.
It's nice to have you for dinner and stuff like.
I'm looking forward to having you for dinner.
Where
Yeah,
does
it's
he
just
actually
like,
get
that's
people
really
from? Who does he kill?
He lays traps and he kills people.
Just random people.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a really good chef.
Yeah.
He's got a good apron.
Oh, he's just so creepy. Both of the brothers are really creepy. I feel sorry for their family.
I want them to
Yeah.
make a movie together at some point. It would be like a movie where they're like both psychopaths and they're trying to out crazy each other. I would just watch it. I don't even need a good ending. I just want to watch it.
But Hannibal is in other stuff, and I just can't see him as anything other than a cannibal in
Mad.
anything. I haven't watched anything with him in, but I've seen like adverts for it.
Yeah, I watched this film that he was in called The Hunt, and it was like I just saw him as Hannibal. I couldn't.
Oh wait, we've gone away from Sherlock. Yes, damn. What about the podcast maybe over when Tudor comes over?
It will be.
It will.
It's already dying down. I think.
She said she was going to be a hero for. This is clearly a lie.
Where was she?
Hmm?
Where was she?
Home? God knows.
And why did she only come up for?
I had so many thoughts lined up, and they're all gone. Where's your discussion points now?
I'm working on
She
it.
had like.
I might have good ones.
My legs are
Yeah.
okay.
We were gonna leave out.
Oh, you're actually
Drug
keeping
law.
my legs warm.
We don't have a camera on this.
Yeah, that's fine. You're actually keeping my legs warm.
Thanks.
I think it's sad because Charlotte's like Merlin in that there's not really many actual things that are good for merchandise. Like you can buy this ridiculously expensive coat or a lookalike to the coat, and it's just a blue scarf, which it's not big enough really.
No, now you can. I don't understand. I still don't understand.
Yeah, those t-shirts are now. And then people would like, unless you're full on cosplaying a character, there's like merchandise is pretty low.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, the other thing with like pink iPhones, like if you didn't have an iPhone and get pink case, you're screwed. You can't really buy one for the sake of it.
Well, there's the hat, which is kind of legend.
Yeah, the Daredevil cover, there's that. But that could just be old series Sherlock, I guess.
Mm. Well, that's just the whole franchise.
There's also the I Heart Sherlock pin badge. But there's not much otherwise.
Mm.
Most of it is just like cosplay stuff and like.
Well, it's not
There's-
something like Doctor Who where there's just so much.
Yeah, you can literally just have a TARDIS on something and you're like, oh, that's Doctor Who.
But
Yeah.
also Doctor Who's been on like for ages, so they just
Yeah.
have more things to talk about and make and stuff.
Community hasn't been on long, but you can get loads of Community merch stuff.
But there are some
Or
shows that I
Community
think
Doctor.
like deliberately try and get
American
things.
shows will. American
Yeah.
shows will, because like easy merch. I wish more British shows would do that, because it's like, I would like more stuff that's easy for the t-shirt.
I think a
I
lot
took
of
crowds like, IT department, hope try turning off and on again. That kind of phrase is like, if you see it on a t-shirt, you know what's that from. But like a lot of BBC shows, unless it actually has the name of the show on it, or like a picture of the main character, you don't really know what it is.
I think there are a lot of like t-shirt designs for Sherlock, but apart from like that, there's no like actual BBC things like that they've licensed and.
Apart from the I Don't Shoot for Sherlock Holmes t-shirt.
Oh, and the poster by
Yeah.
Alice, something.
One of the coolest things you can get for Doctor Who is ice cubes.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Yes,
them.
Ice cubes. I have them too.
I have the chocolate molds as well.
Oh, I have the chocolate malt. I got that for Christmas and haven't used them.
I always get so annoyed when the actual companies never do the good t-shirts design. And they're like, why is everyone buying knockoffs? It's because you just do the words Sherlock in a really bad format in a really non-fitting t-shirt when they can get it half price somewhere else, but with a better logo and that actually fits
Yeah,
them.
like these shows don't put enough in. Like, they should. If I was like someone who did that, I would actually hire the fans, like, or at least buy their design.
Yeah.
Because
Rooster Teeth.
they're so good.
Yeah. Rooster Teeth actually do the best designs.
They do.
Like, if
because
you-
they have proper people that do it.
Yeah. But like, they just can afford these people. They just don't. But like Rooster Teeth, they do the best t-shirt designs. If you want a Rooster Teeth shirt, buying ones that are like from Red Bull. Well, I say that I'm wearing one from Red Bull. But it's like they're normally the best shirts are the ones from the actual store. But like every other show and TV series, the actual merch is nowhere near as good.
Night Vale has some good merch.
Oh yeah, I do want the intern t-shirt. But once again, incredibly expensive,
Yeah.
and it's annoying to ship to America. Like I just want everywhere to have a UK store. No, it wasn't Lula. It was 8 Tracks.
So, what is Rooster Teeth? Is it just a
It's the best.
YouTube channel?
It's a YouTube company that's been running for 10 years. They have many different series, and they run a podcast. They do like this anime series. I don't know if it technically counts as anime, but people kind of think of it as anime. They did the first ever web series called Red vs. Blue. They also have Achievement Hunters where, like...
I watched the Achievement Hunter because
Yeah.
on Tumblr you go crazy and they're like, Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah, that's the only reason I actually know about it. It's from your Tumblr.
Yes, it really.
I converted so many people, it makes me so happy. So people keep asking me for master lists, and so I actually fully made one. And then it got
Converted
blocked.
so many people to Tumblr.
Yeah,
I
I did.
had no
I
idea.
literally went
what
to
it
your house
was.
like, you're having a Tumblr, that's it! I made Ellen Fry.
Yeah, that was a bad move. But
Okay,
you made
but
my
you-
one
I
for
got-
me.
You don't use it.
I
Actually,
you just say-
wait, no, you do. Imogen doesn't use hers. And she doesn't use hers.
got you into it, so I'm
Yeah.
the source of everyone.
Yeah, if you come into the exercise. It was only like
Tumblr's
it was
Tumblr.
only like a month later that I realised Harry Potter and Glee were on there, and then Doctor Who was on there, and then I started watching all the shit. I was like, what is this Sherlock? What is this Supernatural? Actually, you got me into Supernatural. You've got me into most things. I'm happy about that.
So you made mine for me. And
I
I,
got you
had
into
no
Community.
idea how to
I got you
word
into
it.
You got me into Supernatural for like
You got me
4
to
episodes.
as well.
I'll
Yeah, I
spare
know.
myself.
I was bored.
I
into
would watch
Doctor
more,
Who.
but there are just
Dad
I
loves
don't
Doctor Who.
I don't like
He
watching.
was like, you're watching
But
Doctor Who. I'm
I
like,
would watch
you won't
them
even
if I had
like
the
it though.
DVD, but I don't like watching
yeah,
them
I
on
don't
illegal sites because there's just so many pop-ups and they look horrible.
I
Not
don't
a nice
remember.
experience.
I started watching Adventure Time yesterday, and I was so confused
I didn't go
the
for Adventure
entire time. I was just like, "What is this show?"
Yeah, Adventure Time is one of the things on the schedule that I'm going to be kicked off the podcast. So people can come in and I'll have to edit it. And I'm like, I don't understand what they're talking about, but okay. So people have to send me fan art and links and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'll make
How many
it.
people watch Adventure Time then? I don't. You don't. You don't.
I
You
do.
watch like one.
No, I actually got really far through it. I got
Amy watched it, Imogen watched it.
I don't
didn't
watch it.
understand.
Ah,
I have watched it.
yeah. To be fair, it's pretty far back. There's a lot of things I want to do first.
What do you? I want to know. What do you think of doing?
Right. I want to do Supernatural at some point, but I want to split it up away from the Sherlock podcast. I want to make a little bit of space between the big ones. There's Miranda I want to do. I know Receipt, I'm doing it in May. I always say why I'm doing it then. Well, Marvel, I may just split it up though. I may do Red vs. Blue separate from Receipt, I don't know yet. There's Community. There's I know there's other stuff, I just can't think. Hunger Games, we haven't done that yet, but I was going to do it after the last movie. Or just do the one about the 2 movies that we've seen so far, and then do one after that. And I was thinking doing one about Lord of the Rings, and then after the next Hobbit movie, do one about The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's true. I'd round off The Hobbit. Because 3 movies is ridiculous.
Also gives me enough time to actually read The Hobbit.
Red.
Isn't Mockingjay going to be put into 2 parts now?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Bullshit.
Yes.
Okay. We'll do the one with the first 2 movies, and then when those 2 are over, or possibly not even then, just do one there. I don't know.
Are we going to have to wait another year for the part 2?
Yeah, they are.
Why are they splitting into 2? There's not enough stuff.
Planning stuff so far in advance.
And it was the worst book as well, so.
If any of the books needed a 2-part film, it was Catching Fire.
And even then, it'd be pushing it.
I read the book so long ago, I can't actually.
Mockingjays are not going to be worth 2 parts. It's
No,
not.
it's really not.
It really
They're gonna have to add
Because
so
one of them's
much
just gonna be
stuff.
like really dead and nothing happens.
Especially as I haven't mentioned half the characters that are important to that movie! I'm sorry, I'm always angry about that much. Yeah.
See, the problem, the thing that annoys me about that is that the sole reason why they do that is for profit.
Mm.
They don't think about it anything at all apart
Do you know
from
what's
money.
I'll be happy to get more out of it. But things they shouldn't have done the 2-year split in between, because Hunger Games it's nearing its end. I read the books like 3 years ago
Same.
when the film, like just before the film came out, and the second movie's just come out. They're bringing it up too late. I'll stop caring about Hunger Games by the time the 4th one comes out.
Yeah.
It's like what they did with Twilight. Twilight, they were dumb. That was a quick phase. They should have got all the movies done in a splash.
Well, because no one cared about it by the end.
No, but the second movie, no one cared. They were laughing at it when it came out. Third one, who gave a shit? The ratings just went down. All it was watched for is people like laughing, like, what is this movie? Then the 4th one, it was no one turned up to that movie. We only we did, you know, I don't know if you were there, but a bunch of us went because we wanted to talk throughout the movie, and that was the only one on. That was the pure reason. Also, Natalie wanted to see Kristen Stewart when she turned into a vampire, because apparently she was hot then. But I can't remember. I wasn't.
Oh, Natalie.
I was on my phone. There was about 5 people in the cinema. No one cared. That was like the day it came out as well, and nobody cared. So it was just like, it was such a dumb move on their behalf to split up that much. And at the end, it was like the end of this epic saga, and it's like, really? And there's long cutscene with all the names, all the characters, and I was like, you know, no one cares that much. There's about like 5, 12-year-olds that care. No one else. Yeah. I can't get how I got that far away from Sherlock. But yeah. They didn't put it students though. We need to rewrite the series. We actually need to sit down and do it. And I'm going to need to get some more writers on board. Because you're never there.
Rewrite the series, why?
No, rewrite the end of the series.
At the end, okay.
Because we don't know if splitting up, because we were going to end it on a cliffhanger sort of thing. And I realised that might not be a good idea. Because we'd rather have one good series and then be less pressure to make a second one. Or at least, yeah. Because we don't know, especially when we don't even have a Chris yet. And also, one person who wants to be Chris was already in the second year of A-levels. So, by the second series, they could be a uni.
Yeah.
Which just makes a mess. I swear to God, in a few months, I'm just going to rewrite Chris's character to be a female. And you have to deal with that.
Okay.
But I'm actually just killing myself trying to find a Chris, and like, there's just no one.
Yeah.
Every time I get someone who's interested, they either don't send in the audition, or they send they don't have any time. And it's getting really frustrating right now. I don't even know why I thought it'd be good at having a dude character. Why is it useless? Why did I do that? Yeah, it's like I have guy friends, but they're...
But like acting guy friends, that's the same.
I have one, but they only act gay, so it's kind of like, well, kind of... It's not what I wanted from the characters, so... We can make a villain for you in the future, but not right now. Ugh, so yeah, I need to do that. Because as soon as we get Chris, and as soon as we actually run the end of the series, we can actually start filming. We are going to start filming soon, but like, the end of it just needs to be fixed. Which might mean we have a few more episodes than we thought we would. So, that's that. I do actually want to do games soon, but I don't know if we can.
Games?
Like film games. Amy's meant to be in charge, but like she doesn't message me about anything, so...
Film games, what? Sorry.
Film with playing games with like... What's talking about? You've seen Achievement Hunter stuff, right? That kind of
right, like...
idea.
Yeah, oh right, no, sorry, I see what you mean.
But you need like... We need like a game that doesn't have...
like Monopoly.
No.
I love it, don't.
We need a game where it's not... Like, there's basically just one screen that everyone sees. Because as soon as we do one that you need to switch screens, we don't know how many computers will be able to have the software to do that. So it's easy to do something like Cards Against Humanity, where the game itself is funny, and it only really is one screen you need to see. And then like the audio is the most important bit.
Mm.
Something about Cards Against Humanity though is it crashes every 5 minutes.
Yeah. and
So it's a
something-
really useless website. They're trying to
Yeah.
fix it up, but it's not fixed. So I don't know. There must be some sort of easy game to do online. Okay. Is there any requests for future podcasts coming up next? Because I haven't really got a plan on which ones I want to do next. Because I just need to figure out what people watch and do it. Maybe Teen Wolf, but I mean the series is still going.
What about
I don't
American
watch
Horror
it.
Story?
I haven't caught up. I watched like a few episodes of the first series, and I haven't caught up with the series that's on right now. I mean, it depends, because there are more people who know about American Horror Story. And technically, I know what's happened from Tumblr. I know everything that's happened, I just haven't watched it. I'm getting around to it. But, I don't know. I just want something, right now it's safest to do something that's cancelled, or is just the end of, or like the series isn't coming back for a while. Because it's easier that way. So like, I wouldn't be comfortable doing Supernatural until the series is over. Same with Teen Wolf. And I'd only be happy to do Lord of the Rings, but I wouldn't be happy to do The Hobbit until the next movie's out. So it's like along those lines of what things I do.
I think I'd need, if we were doing Lord of the Rings, I'd have to watch all of it again because I can't remember like half the
Oh my
things
god,
that
that's
happened.
such a long thing to watch.
rewatched
but-
them more recently.
Oh,
We can do it.
Does anyone
I
watch
want to have a
Dexter?
marathon of it.
No,
So-
I don't think anyone does.
I was.
I just don't want to marathon it by myself because
I
I'm
marathoned it in front and fell asleep in the
Yay.
first 5 seconds. I was really annoyed.
No, wait,
We
it's
should
not
just
all
have
over.
sleepover
Yeah.
marathon.
Yeah.
whenever we have a
I was the
sleepover,
only one
we
to buy
always
the
like
whole
fall
thing.
asleep.
I survived most of
We
it.
will
I
have
didn't
lots of
see
sugar and
Ronnie.
energy drinks.
I watched the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Next time, we start
Fine.
earlier.
We'll get Ellen
Yeah, we'll
there
start
as well.
Yes.
Oh my
the
gosh,
thing
yeah,
is, she gets a bit nervous with sleepovers.
Well, the next one's casual podcast anyway.
I don't want to
So we're
like,
free to talk about whatever.
because she's
So
already
people who
told
go on
me,
that
I
one,
feel like if I asked
I'd like
her,
people to
she'd
bring
feel like I
ideas
was
of what they're
pushing
going
her
to talk
it.
about to that podcast.
Yeah.
Because I don't. It's casual podcast and no one's got any idea of what they want to talk about. It's kind of like. So you need to bring some ideas of what you want to do for that.
She'd be okay if we fell asleep. I'm not talking.
Sorry, we're-
Carry on talking in your own group.
We're supposed to challenge it to the mic. So.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. After the casual podcast, I don't really know what exactly I want to do. So it's just like whatever. Maybe I'll do a Disney one.
Yeah, Disney would be cool.
Disney would
Because
be
there isn't
cool.
going to be another Disney movie for another year or so.
What's the next Disney movie going to be?
It's one about African mythology, I think, called Moana.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that. It looks really cool.
That's what people want.
Everyone's saying how
And
bad.
people are still complaining about it.
Oh.
Everyone's still kind of like, oh, Disney is so bad. It's like they took a 20-year break from doing a white character.
And
That's
people-
quite long for a company that had such racist roots.
And also, like,
they
the
had been bad in
fairy,
the past, but they're getting better.
the fairy tales are from like white community.
Yeah, they're the same. Like, yeah, there's no like people of color in Frozen. It's like, well, do you know where they're from? Like when they're talking about as well, like Brave. It's like
yeah.
Scotland. That kind of time.
Yeah.
Even
wasn't
now in
really-
Scotland.
Yeah.
It's not that
Actually,
much
no, that's not
cultural.
true.
In like the really northern parts, though, there isn't really.
No, 'cause I think a lot of people moved there to work there in like 1930s.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just did that in
in there.
English.
But like
so.
compared to what people want out of
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Compared to London.
it's really not.
If they did the movie in like central London now, of course everyone would be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of. Yeah, I mean, still nowadays, it's like they don't ever make the cast proportional to the actual thing. You'd be like 10 people in a cast and 9 of them are white. It's like, have you visited London? Have you looked
Yeah.
around London? That's just not what happens. And in America, it's annoying because they do that, but that is kind of the ratio most of the time. But it depends where. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I might want to do a Disney one.
Did you guys watch Orphan Black? That was a really good show.
I want to watch it. I
I
haven't watched
watched
it
like
yet.
one episode.
I missed the
behind on
first
shows.
episode, so I was really confused for like the second one.
I didn't
It was
know it
really
was
good.
BBC for
I watched the first
ages.
I didn't even hear about it until it started playing, so I was like, whoa.
I did. I thought it looked quite good, and then I never really got into it.
What do people think of Atlantis?
Atlantis
I
is
really
cool.
didn't like it.
Oh, Atlantis is good.
I haven't
think-
watched it.
I think it was trying too hard to be Merlin. I think it was trying to fill that gap. And I watched a few of the episodes. I watched like 5 episodes. and then I didn't watch the finale to the series because
At least you
Like
watched
Game of
5
Thrones, Game of
episodes,
Thrones
because
is
some
like-
people just watched the first one and was like, oh, I don't like it.
I kind of persisted with it because I wanted it to get better. I willed it to get better, but I sort of felt like it kind of remained a bit weak the whole way through.
There were some really silly episodes. Well, there
The
was,
werewolf one.
that was the worst. Like, I actually quite liked it apart from that one. That one
That
was
episode is
terrible.
horrible.
And that was the one that I was watching with my friend trying to convince her that Atlantis was good. That did not help.
Do you think we're done with the Sherlock portion of the podcast now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I might as well do the end bit then. So we're done with Sherlock. I'm sorry if we missed anything. We'll probably remind ourselves about that for the next podcast and complain about how we didn't talk about it. But for now, that's the most amount of Sherlock we're going to do. Next time is casual podcast, and we're still unscheduled for the ones after that.